She was just 10 years old, a mechanic's daughter with dirt-stained sneakers and a beat-up notebook. But when she walked into that boardroom and started speaking fluent Mandarin, the CEO froze. What she did next saved a $50 million deal and stunned everyone in the room. Brian Johnson wasn't wealthy. He wasn't famous. He didn't own a company or wear tailored suits or sign million-dollar contracts. He fixed cars, old cars, broken down trucks. Rusty engines and greasy bolts were his daily companions. But every night when he got home from the garage, his hands blistered and back aching, he sat at the kitchen table with his daughter, Alina. Books, notebooks, flashcards in different colors, language tapes playing softly in the background. You see, Brian didn't have a college education, but he believed in one truth. Smart can get you noticed, but language? That gets you remembered. He couldn't give his daughter luxury, but he gave her the world, one language at a time. By the time Alina turned 10, she was reading French newspapers for fun. She translated bedtime stories into Spanish for herself. She could sing Hindi lullabies and pronounce Mandarin tones with perfect accuracy. At school, no one knew. She was shy, quiet, always doodling during recess. No one suspected this little girl could fluently speak 7 languages. Not even her teachers, but Brian knew, and he protected her gift like treasure. One rainy Wednesday, Brian got an emergency call. A Mercedes-Benz S-Class had broken down. The owner? CEO of a global import-export firm. Brian wiped his hands, told Alina to pack her books, and together they drove to the sparkling glass tower in the city. While Brian headed to the parking structure to check the car, Alina sat quietly in the marble lobby, waiting. But as fate would have it, the universe had other plans. Upstairs on the 27th floor, panic erupted. Mr. Walsh, the CEO, had flown in an international client, a powerful delegation from the Middle East, to finalize a $50 million export contract. But something was wrong. The translator stumbled. Legal wording in the contract didn't match cultural expectations. Misunderstanding turned to mistrust. The room tensed. The deal started crumbling. And then, a voice. Soft, polite, calm. From the corner, Alina, unnoticed until now, raised her hand. Excuse me, but I think the issue lies in the phrase used to define exclusive product rights. If you're using Levant in Arabic, the term implies control, not distribution. That's why they're hesitating. Silence. Chairs creaked. Eyebrows raised. The lead delegate tilted his head, curious. And how would you phrase it? Young one? Alina responded fluently, in perfect Arabic, then switched to French, then Mandarin. She introduced herself in 7 different languages. Everyone in the room was speechless, including Mr. Walsh. Within minutes, what had nearly fallen apart came together thanks to a 10-year-old girl in sneakers and a ponytail. The foreign delegates smiled. They signed. They praised her articulation and cultural sensitivity far beyond her years. Mr. Walsh looked at her in disbelief. Who are you? She just smiled and said, I'm Brian Johnson's daughter. Moments later, Mr. Walsh stormed into the car. Garage. There was Brian, sleeves rolled up, grease on his hands, half buried under the Mercedes. Mr. Johnson, he said, eyes wide. Your daughter just saved a $50 million deal. Brian stood up, stunned. My Alina? What did she do? She spoke truth, with precision, with empathy, with genius. And right there, in that garage, came the offer. I want to fund her education. Every school she wants. Every language she wants to learn. I want her part of my team. And I want to bring you both into our future. Brian blinked back tears. Alina didn't just save a deal. She opened a door no one thought she'd be able to enter. This is not a story about privilege. It's a story about potential. It's about a father who refused to let struggle limit his child's mind. It's about how words, not wealth, changed everything. Because in a world full of noise, the most powerful voice sometimes comes from the most unexpected places. Narrator, emotional tone. She didn't wear a badge. She didn't hold a title, but her knowledge saved the day. If you believe that brilliance can come from anywhere, drop a like, subscribe, and share this story with someone who needs inspiration today, because sometimes it only takes one voice to rewrite the script.